what we're tracking very closely is also the number of CCTV clippings that we've managed to access, that the police are looking at with great detail. They're also trying to come out with more CCTV evidence so that they can piece this entire story together. But here's what happened on the 1st of March, and we've pulled out those CCTV visuals, pieced them together so that there is better clarity on how the story unfolded. This is 1st of March, remember, when the explosion took place in Rameshwaram Cafe. The CCTV one shows the moment where he got off the bus, the bomber out of the bus, the bomber on the road, because this, remember, from here when he got off the bus till the point wherein he had to enter the cafe, it's about 100 meters distance, and this is when he can be seen entering the Rameshwaram Cafe. The bomber then is at the cafe, and this is a CCTV still that we've managed to access. And of course, the last CCTV is when he left the cafe, stepped out of the cafe, and this is close to 11:44, which means 9 minutes into being present in the cafe, the bomber planted the bomb and made his way out of the cafe. And this is the CCTV visual which we've accessed in the latest. You can see once again donning a cap, he's wearing glasses, also masked up. Look at the timestamp here, 11:43 p.m., 11:42. Now, we've said it very clearly that 10:35 is when he entered the cafe. That's when he entered the cafe. 9 minutes into being present inside the cafe, he made his exit. And this is right after that, perhaps the first bus that he attempted to board, wherein you can see very clearly, and I want to quickly talk about those visuals as well. He could be seen entering from this side, makes his way, enters the bus, turns around to perhaps see that there is a CCTV staring at him, and when he realized that this may put him in trouble, he makes his way out of this very bus. So the timeline really needs to be established, but let's also talk about the findings. Because in the aftermath, the FSL recovered various parts of the explosives that were placed at the wash basin. The forensic team has recovered materials crucial to connect the dots in the case. Battery, circuit board, and a timer has also been recovered. And what we know so far about the bomber and the case is that he is anywhere between 28 to 30 years old. The blast could be an act of terror. The ID assembled by experienced people, and that's what makes the investigators believe that this could be a plot of a larger module of somebody who has experience already in this field. Nuts, bolts were all used for greater impact. The probe agencies are also probing the involvement of certain banned outfits. Speaking about the banned terror outfits, since UAPA has been invoked, the NI is also looking into past terror cases, and that's where the Coimbatore and the Bengaluru blast case also comes in. Speaking of the past cases, let's remind you about some of them. In October 2022, for example, let's talk about the Coimbatore blast case. Remember, this is what happened. A lone wolf attacker, Jamesha Mobain, died while attempting to park a car bomb outside a temple. These are the visuals of the reason why the investigators believe that these links cannot be ruled out. The Home Minister has also said that all possible links are being looked at. The Bengaluru and the Shimoga blast, remember, once again very interesting in this very case, because here Sharik, an ISKP terrorist, injured himself while assembling a pressure cooker bomb. Now remember, there was a timer device here as well. The explosives were the same, shrapnel as well. There is a similarity that is being spoken of by the investigators. That's another case we're talking about. Here is another case from Bengaluru. This incident goes back to July 2023, just last year, when 5 Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorists radicalized in prison by T. Nazir were arrested by the Bengaluru City Police. Junaid allegedly in Afghanistan wanted them to carry out a suicide attack, which was busted by the security agencies. This is, of course, 2023, Bengaluru, the same place where this cafe was situated, where this bomb blast took place. And so all of these links are being drawn by the investigating agencies as well. There's also one from multiple locations. November 2023, not too long ago, NI and the state police conducted searches in various states following information from Shah Nawaz, who claimed ISIS modules planned a series of ID blasts. This was a breakthrough by the forces, and hence these kind of handlers, these masterminds cannot be ruled out while the police goes ahead with the investigation. The NI, remember, has also been roped in. December 2023, right after the last incident, NI arrested 8 terrorists belonging to the ISIS Ballari module who intended to carry out the ID blast. This is also very interesting because the bomber has been spotted in Ballari as well. Whether there is a direct link to the 8 arrests made in December 2023 is also something that the investigators are trying to find out. Unmask the bomber with the help of CCTV clips, several CCTV clips that have established the sequence of events high and low for the bomber. What you see on your screens is the bomber seated inside a BMTC bus. It's the first clincher that teams have managed to get their hands on, and ever since there's been no stopping. The probe has also gone beyond Bengaluru. The investigative agencies have shifted their focus on Tumkuru and also carried out extensive searches for the bomber there. CCTV cameras around the city, railway stations, surrounding areas have all been scanned. The district cops are also assisting the team right there. In the meanwhile, CCTV clincher in the cafe blast case, the bomber spotted, and this is another visual set that we've managed to access. It's a CCTV visual wherein you can see how this bomber enters this bus, moves in, turns around to spot the CCTV right staring at him, and that's when he makes his way out of the bus. Karnataka Home Minister, in the meanwhile, has come out to say that the probe agencies are looking high and low for the bomber and added that all possible angles are being investigated.
ಅವರನ್ನ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಬಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಯಾಣ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇದೆ. ಅವರು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ದಿಕ್ಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಯಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಸುಮಾರು 7-8 ತಂಡಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. CCTV ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಈಗ NIA ಅವರು ಪಿಕ್ಚರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ CCB ಅವರು ಯಾವ ಬಸ್ಸುಗಳಿಗೆ ಅವರು ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಯಾವ ರೂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಆದರೆ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತಲೂ ಒಂದು ಮಾಹಿತಿ, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಫುಟೇಜಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬಸ್ಗಳು ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಸ್ಸು ಆ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಪರಿಶೀಲನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಪರಿಶೀಲನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೆಲವು ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ಸು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಪರಿಶೀಲನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನನಗನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಶೀಘ್ರವಾಗಿ ಭೇದಿಸ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇದೆ.
Let me quickly go across to my colleagues Deepak and Neha joining us with more details. Neha, to you first, because this is the latest CCTV that we've managed to access. Tell us about this bus in detail. The timestamp on this is 11:43, which clearly means once he stepped out of the cafe.
Well, that's right. In fact, what we're now picking up is that the accused over here and concerned, who had used multiple modes of transport to possibly try and derail the police, through their course of investigation, has now been spotted there on that BMTC bus at roughly about 11:43. As we're well aware, the CCTV cameras, sometimes the timestamp on them, are a couple of minutes here and there, which is why now we're even seeing in this footage that the accused here, in fact, immediately after he gets on to that BMTC bus, steps forward to try and evade the lens of the camera there. And as far as the police investigation, of course, is concerned, it is progressing. We believe that they have enough leads right now to try and, track down his location and possibly make that arrest quickly as well. Remember, a lot of teams, of course, are working on this together, whether it's the NIA, the CCB, the intelligence agencies or the others as well.
Okay, many thanks for that, Neha. Let's quickly talk about another news break that stands confirmed. We spoke about Tumkuru. In the meanwhile, we've also picked up new images of the bomber from Ballari. He was spotted at the Ballari bus stop. Let me quickly go across to Deepak, who continues to stay on with us. There's a terror module which the police suspect may have a direct link to the Bengaluru Cafe blast as well. Piece the two stories together for us and tell us about the CCTV visuals which we've put out for our viewers. Deepak.
Christine, it's becoming amply clear that the investigative agencies, of course, are reaching several dead ends, and it is becoming a difficult task for them to trace his accused. Multiple CCTV footages from various parts of the state at this point in time are being collected. Now, as far as a link to any sort of module is concerned, now this is something that they're poking into each and every aspect here, trying to get some sort of a leads. They've, of course, looked into the Bengaluru and the Shimoga module. They're also looking into the radicalization in the prison case. That very recently, of course, we saw multi-state raids by the NIA in which while, of course, that was the lead case that they were looking into. A few people were questioned even in regard to the Bengaluru blast. There's also, of course, the Ballari module. So multiple, modules are really being monitored very closely. Some of them have been in the radar of some of these agencies as well. They continue to track and monitor their movement from these individuals on the web too. So various aspects right now being considered and looked into. These images, of course, Gokarna got off at Bhatkal is also another piece of information. But all of this is, of course, at this point in time sketchy because the police themselves are trying to really, trace and locate and move accordingly as per the images that they capture on CCTV or based on statements of several people at some of these locations that they've been able to access CCTVs as well.
Okay, many thanks for that, Deepak.